morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful. Happy VD.
Yes. Okay.
So let's hear some good news. I'm going to start off. I posted a picture of some of the swag that people get, and I have out of that, I have 5 phone calls that I have to follow up on to six. Is he on the list here? 6 phone calls because it's right there. So 6 phone calls. And then I had another person posted on his wall, and he has somebody interested. So that's my good news. I'm very happy about that. So what do you guys got?
Well,
3 new agents in our area
nice.
yesterday at the meeting.
Nice.
Pam Allen was also there.
Oh, cool.
So I reminded her about you and told her you had started up a new class. I think you guys are both working in the same area as far as content in general, because personal development is what she said. And I think that's kind of where you fall with yours.
I've fallen and I can't get back up again.
Oh, it sucked you in.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
it is a good thing. All right,
Anyway, so that's what I got. That's my good
Cool.
news.
Craig.
Yep. So yesterday I went to a new construction neighborhood to look around. So it's with whoever, I can't remember. Same one I've been dealing with. So she took me to a new one of their properties, and the on-site agent there, we got into a conversation. So she works for them, and she's taking a class with Urban Land Institute. So the Urban Land Institute, they just brought it here to South Carolina. It's in, all 50 states from my understanding. And it was a Black lady that actually brought it here. She started it because she was from the Greenville area, moved away, and she was involved in another state with Urban Land Institute, and she saw the need to bring it here. So she and I will be collaborating. I want to meet the lady that actually brought it here, but they're talking about affordable housing.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So she's actually doing a project now for affordable housing, where they're putting everything together, getting investors together and all of that stuff. And they're trying to figure out where and, price and all of that stuff. They're trying to, get all that stuff nailed down in the Greenville area. And then this morning I had a meeting right after I got out of the gym. This is the guy I talked about before. He builds the barn dominiums.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a meeting with him. He wants to meet with Gary. They're doing a ton of business. Very, very neat operation. It's like unbelievable. But they have a good product, and he wants to team with agents. So
Yes.
yeah.
Cool.
So he wants to team. He's actually EXP. He was with EXP down in Texas. He found this company that he's with, and he left real estate and started doing this, the building. And anytime we refer someone to him or we build, we get paid. So
Nice.
just for bringing someone to them and they sign up, they do the loan and all of that stuff, get $500.
Mm-hmm.
Go to another process in the another part of the process, you get $1,500. And then
So as they're moving through the funnel, you're getting paid.
yeah, so and then when they get to the point where they're gonna bill, you get a percentage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you
Very
ever
nice.
run into issues? And I know we have different things, but I probably can't think because it's lack of sleep from the dog. But I know there's laws, the RESPA, isn't it RESPA that
RESPA.
comes into play? with-
So you can, as a builder, there was a couple things. One, is it on the MLS? Is it not on the MLS? Because that will change some of the rules. A lot of the rules of what builders have to do and don't have to do. And then the other thing is, you can get, a builder can incentivize real estate agents. They're allowed to do that. So I'm not sure on all of RESPA, but basically, we're not paying for referral. We're getting paid. I don't know, it's different, but a builder's allowed to incentivize. I hate RESPA, by the way.
I think it's, yeah, I mean, I can see how it could be bad. You know, it could be, but I don't think most people are gonna use it to be, just to make bad things happen. It's just, I don't know.
Right
Maybe
before
it's
I
just
got,
me trying to think people are good and they're not.
right before I got into real estate, right when I got into real estate, they passed RESPA, maybe our first year in real estate, something like that. So maybe 07, 08, somewhere back there. And everybody prior to me, like limo trips all over the place and all this great stuff. And then I got into real estate and I'm like, really? Like, where's my limo trip, man? So anyway.
And then he, wants us to find land.
Mhm.
He wants the realtor to find land. If we
Really,
can find the land, and then bring the land,
Broker that land deal. Yeah.
broker the land deal,
Uh-huh.
and then find the buyer as well. So there's multiple ways to get paid.
I love that. It does also,
Good.
does he do infill building? Meaning that if there's a neighborhood that has, 2 or 3 tear downs that you can put together, is that an option also? 'Cause I
Yes,
know-
as long as the HOA allows them to be there.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the local planning commission allows what he's building, the zoning, that's what I'm trying to say, the zoning.
Yeah,
As your zoning is up to, that's cool. That's way cool. It's the thing that I also love about it is you put it out into the world and then all of a sudden, all the opportunities that were always around you all the time, you get to see them. So that's very cool. Very cool. All right, let's hear some more good news.
Well, I got into my office and my son wrote me on my desk. He gave me a gift of Gatorade
Oh, is this
and
the-
it's
is this the-
red.
Which
And he wrote a love note.
is this your teenager?
No,
Okay.
one of my twins, the 12-year-old.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So he went out with his own money, bought me a Gatorade, and left me a love note. And he said, because he gets here when I'm transporting 2 other kids, and he's like, Mom, go into your desk in your office and he knows I have to come in here and do the Zoom. So anyway,
That's
I
really
love
sweet.
that. I really love that. All right, Anna or Liz, are you guys talking today? No.
oh,
Yes.
here
Good
comes
if you
Anna.
guys will.
Yes.
Morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Hi.
You sound
Um,
marginally better.
Yeah, I think I have a voice, but I'm just having difficulty breathing. It's a
Mm.
kind of just weird. I'm sorry, guys. Dina, I had a question. Does there have to be good news, or can we ask a question about
We can
yesterday?
move into whatever you got going on. We've heard good news. What you got?
Okay, so I guess the good news would be that I was reached out to by one of my colleagues here locally. She ran into someone who apparently owns multiple properties. Here she has rezoned one of them. So her mom passed away and left her a $250,000 life insurance policy. And this woman just totally nailed it. She went and bought properties. And now one of those properties currently has 3 structures on it, a duplex, a triplex, and 3 garages, one of which she's renting to what she's keeping, but she's like, it's just way too much for me. And I don't want to have to deal with, maintenance and all of that. So she wants to sell it. She rezoned it, which would allow her to have up to 6 units on the property. So I'll be meeting her, fingers crossed, on Thursday. So I guess that's my bit of good news. Seemed really exciting because she's like really the stars really lined up for her, really. She made very good decisions with how to use the money. And now she's sitting on a lot of equity, and those are not the only properties she owns. So I'm really excited about that. I think it would be a really good potential for turning it into a commercial listing. That's just the first thought that I had, as opposed to selling it off as a residential. But sorry guys.
You're
The
fine.
question I had was about yesterday. Can someone explain? 'Cause I've never actually ran into a structure like that. Can someone explain the benefit of agents joining a referral network like that?
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're the only agent. And then you've got,
Uh,
so if you've ever done, I did a BNI group. I don't know who else here has done a BNI group.
I've never done one.
Okay, so I started up a BNI group because that's the only way you're going to get a BNI group. And it was hard to get traction, but eventually we got to about 25 people maybe. And I think you need 20 to officially launch. And referrals, we met every single week. And what it enabled, and then somebody does like a 3 or 5 minute spiel or whatever it is where you talk, I don't remember how long it is, but some point where you talk about your business, what it is that you do, and you teach people how to refer to you. So when I had your lender, plumber, electrician, house inspector, had all those kinds of things in there. And then what I did is I went around and taught people, I'm like, I'm like, who has a referral for me? And it was like, that was so brand new. They have no idea how to refer. And it's like crickets, right? And I'm like, all right, let's talk about this. I'm like, are any of your friends, college was starting soon. Are any of your friends have college kids that are, or kids that are leaving to college? And a bunch of them are like, well, yeah. And I'm like, where do they live? And I'm like, how big is the house? Is this the last kid? And they were like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, do you think that they might that they may be looking to downsize at some point? And they were like, oh. And so I taught them how to look at the pregnancy announcement, the kid moving to college, the upcoming divorce, the upcoming wedding, the upcoming whatever's stuff. The husband needs knee replacement. And I'm like, I need you to look for life situations like that. And then you need to, I need you to talk about real estate at that point. And so I taught them what to look for and how to refer to me to be able to get my referrals. So it's just one of the things I did to build my business. Anyone else have any input on BNI groups or this ROI or networking type groups like that?
No, I mean, I haven't ever been in one, but that's how I understand they work. Except for, I know there's fees involved, and he made it kind of sound like there wasn't. But there is last night.
If there is, Krista, for the first, I think that he waives for the real estate agent. I believe he waives it, but he doesn't waive it until you hit a certain amount. And I don't know what that is, 7 people or something like that. I wasn't paying attention to much at that point.
It was 10 people.
Was that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, so it was like $800 basically to start. Yeah. And I don't know if that means that's what everyone pays, and unless they bring that in, it gets rebated. It sounded confusing to me.
Yeah,
now, came in late.
Is you pay the $800 because you're the one that's gonna start it.
You're the launcher.
Yeah, you're the one that's gonna launch. Because I actually was gonna do it. So you're the one that's gonna launch it. They actually help you to get the 10. So they work with you to, they give you all of the material and stuff, go out and find people, make connections to get them in the group. Once you get the 10, they're paying that $50 a month or whatever those people are. They give you back the 800 that you invested. And then after that, it's free for you. I mean, you don't have any expenses. What I like about it too is you don't have to make up your own agenda for the meetings. They give you an agenda for each meeting. So you don't have to be scrambling around thinking about what you're going to talk about next meeting. They already have it for you. They have the material, and you just have to present it for each meeting.
My question, Craig, is what does it do to benefit them? Do you have like a minimum commitment of referrals you have to give to your subcontractors? Do you have, and how do they actually get paid since we're technically
Because
not, I mean,
all
how
of
do
the
they get
vendors
paid?
all of the vendors that you bring in pay them. So they get
No,
paid.
I'm talking about the vendors. I'm talking about the benefit to the vendors. So the vendors already, for example, I have my circle of people without being officially in a BNI group, right?
Mhm.
How does it actually affect them differently to be part of this group as opposed to not being part of it? Because we are not allowed to pay referrals for like non-agents and non-attorneys, specifically in my state. So I'm curious
That's
to
what I
know.
thought.
Yeah,
What is their benefit? Like, what is it to them to join this, for
just
example?
networking. All it is networking. I mean, because it's like a BNI. So with
Yeah,
the
it's just
BNI,
the concept is so foreign to me. I'm so sorry. I feel like an idiot.
oh, okay.
You're
I,
not,
I, I
Anna, you're
couldn't
fine.
draw the connections.
So imagine, okay, so you know 10 people, say, 10 vendors. You work with this group of 10 vendors. So you put that group together and that makes sense. They all know each other and they're already referring stuff in or out. And then you find 4 or 5 other people, or they help you find 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 other people that they don't know. So there's zero connection. And then you bring them into the mix of it also. And now if every person knows somewhere between 225 close friends and 1,000 people total, you have now networked to cover a massive area. So in effect, you've been able to, if it's 10 and 10 for easy math, you in theory should be doubling the referrals that everybody's getting. In theory, doubling business.
For
In-
yourself as well.
And for you as well. Exactly, because you're bringing in all these people and you are the connector with all of it and the facilitator.
I have a question, but
Are,
I'm sorry. And go ahead, Ann. And it's yours.
no. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm jumped in on you.
Anna, go. I'm gonna make you go. What you got, honey?
Me?
Anna.
Good.
Oh, sorry, love. Yeah, I was just saying, are they at all obligated to refer them to you, for example? Or could they still be like, my friend Joe is also doing real estate? Is there some kind of commitment or obligation or any kind of requirement that's imposed on the members of these BNI groups?
So in my BNI group, there was documentation that said you would refer. And if I found somebody that purposely wasn't, and not because like one here and one there, like on a regular basis, then I would remove that person from the group. Because you don't get to come into a group where you benefit immensely and you don't give also. That is not a giving person.
Yeah.
But I'm
Makes sense.
also like, I had a problem with a different group that I was part of. I don't remember who it was. I'm just gonna say it's the inspector because I can't remember who it was. And he did really crappy business. And I'm like, either I cannot refer to this person or I need to leave and find a different group because they are not the type of person that I will ever get in front of my clients. And I don't remember what the resolution was either. That might be why I started my own group.
That was what I was going to ask, is what happens if one of those people that have joined turned out to be not very,
I'd kick them out. It's my group.
okay.
Yeah.
You don't get to be, the most important thing in business, it's not the most, one of the most important things is who you're in business with. It matters immensely. And my reputation is not going down because you do bad business. It's not happening. Like I won't work with a bad LO. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
And-
that's what I was going to jump in with and ask, is what happens if somebody that's in that group that you formed, maybe they were good in the beginning and life happened and they turned out to be not.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
always there and we just didn't recognize it, but either way, I'm gonna have a conversation with that person because you have to face it. You have to go into them and have that open conversation. And then, commitment. And then if they don't uphold their end, they gotta go. And that's just, you gotta cut cancer out. You just do. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I thought seriously about doing it, about starting it, because I talked to you about it.
Mhm.
But I didn't know if I had the time to commit to it. And I didn't want to start it and then not be committed.
What if you had one around affordable housing?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because then you're combining everything together. You could bring in your, well, not really bring in your group, but you could double use the material also.
Mhm.
I'm trying to push in that direction. Just look at leveraging. If there's something you want to do, then look at leveraging it or whatever else you're doing to combine stuff in together. And it's always stronger that way anyway.
Yeah. And I know it'll be good before, a lot of other agents catch on.
That I agree.
It's
Yeah.
expanding really quickly. It really is. So, and if you, Nick DeVito does it, like he was talking about last night, Nick does it and Nick loves it. Nick is also a natural networker and his business has exploded. I mean, it absolutely has exploded. I didn't do the connection with ROI. I just have been, walking through some other stuff because I've been working with him on this mindset and getting some of that stuff up and straight too. So matter of fact, I hooked him up with Michelle on the team and I'm going,
Love it.
pushing Nick to use a TC because he just is like, well, I'll just keep on working harder. I'm like, you will crash soon. You don't get to have 15 active listings. You can handle, 10, 15, whatever, but trust me, you're going to crash. 30, 40, at some point you will crash.
So like Anna was saying, Anna has all of these people in place already.
Mhm.
So how could someone like her start their own without being under ROI or whatever,
You can
like,
always start your own group.
yeah, how could, I guess I'm saying, the structure and how to make sure that I guess you would just have to charge. some type of way.
Charging helps immensely. Also, if you have to get a room because you get really big, that's what covers your room.
Yeah,
So we've done them over breakfast. We moved it away from doing a breakfast group. We just did, and because we're working with contractors, we did ours early in the morning. Contractors want early in the morning so they can get out and go do their day. So our meeting was crack-o dang dawn. I do not remember what day of the week. It went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I know that. And you could start your own. BNI as an organization is expensive. And if the support is not there on your state and local level, it sucks. If the support is there, it's amazing and it's mishmashy. So some places great, some places not so good. With ROI, the difference is that you do have that fee going out and then it comes back to you. So I like that concept better. I also like the concept with ROI better over BNI because I know Chris and he's the support is there. But the main reason is, like you said with BNI, you'll have a candle lady, a person who does facials, this or that, and it's really hard to get and grow referrals. We kept ours really centered, our BNI group, around contractors and real estate, just because that made sense to me. I'm like, I wouldn't mind having a hairdresser in there because I know you can get referrals off hairdressers, but I'm probably not going to get referrals off the Scentsy lady or the Lululemon or whatever those things are as much, or the
Right.
Tupperware person or whatever it is, whatever MLM is out there right now being sold. Who
And I
knows?
imagine that it would be the same kind of thing where we were talking about BNIs before, that if we're going in and starting it, we're the real estate agent or whatever, so you could bring in specialty agents.
Yeah, commercial agent, land agent, a new construction agent. I know I had a commercial agent. I don't think I had anything else. I think it was just me and the commercial guy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think that that's probably an opportunity that if you wanted to do that.
And also, if you want to kind of see an idea, I mean, you can get an invite to a BNI group, especially if you come in and say, I'm an investor agent. I'm not a regular real estate agent. Or I'm a commercial, or I'm a this or I'm that. I just want to come check it out and see what it's like. You can go and just
Yeah.
check out kind of what that looks like. See if that's something, because it's not that different,
But from
So-
what you're saying, Craig, if they provide you with all the information, the materials to run the meetings, that's huge.
yeah,
It is huge.
it is.
It is,
So-
because you're not scrambling as much. Yes, darling.
One of my dilemmas was too is like where I live, I don't do a lot of business. I do more business in the upstate, which, you know, like 45 minutes to an hour from me. And I even talked to, not the guy that was on last night, the other one.
Other one, I can't remember the other one's name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either. So, you know, so that was one of my dilemmas, because I'm not even a part of the MLS here where I live. You know, and I really don't want to do a lot of business here anyway.
Then that means that if you're doing a group up there, that means you're driving up there once a week. That's just.
Yeah, and then, you know, so I wanted to make it time effective as well,
Mhm.
because I can only get there at a certain time. You know, driving an hour away, trying to find somewhere up there, you know, to have the meeting and everything. So I got to put a lot of thought into it if I do decide to go that way, you know.
Yeah,
If
you
you
have to have an
do-
evening one.
I would.
Yeah,
That might work. Also, if you do, I would tap into the network up there to go, where's a good place for us to meet? Is it the library? Is it a title office? Is it, you know, where has good space for us? The back room
Yeah.
somewhere. Libraries have always been really good for me. And then there's some restaurants, if you want to go that direction, that, you know, the diner kind of a thing, but they've got a back room.
yeah. And I know of one place, but you know, they don't open until like 10. You know, so I don't know.
Hang on. But is it the kind of place that you could get, is it a restaurant or?
No, actually it's like a community center.
Oh, so sometimes community centers will let you start early, you know, and you can get keys and that kind of stuff for
Okay.
your day. I mean,
And also, as an EXP agent, we have access to the Regis.
yep.
I don't like Regis.
Oh, okay.
I had bad experience with Regis.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
That's zero.
and then the ones here didn't have a lot of room, and they're so
Oh.
sucky and stuck up, like, you know, you can't talk, you know.
They have conference rooms.
Ours didn't have a big conference room.
Oh,
Yeah, it's small, so,
And
yeah.
I know our MLS has rooms available
oh, yeah.
too, so you can check into
Yeah.
that.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, there's place, you just sometimes have to dig a little bit
gotcha.
to find it, you know, but
Yeah, the
there-
MLS would be good.
Yeah, the MLS should have some rooms or
Yeah.
conference room.
heck, a church, they're not using it Wednesday morning at 9
That's
o'clock in
true.
the morning, or, you know, Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. I mean, there's buildings with spaces.
You just gotta be creative.
Yep,
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah,
It is. So,
Yeah, there's
All right.
spaces all over, Craig. You'll think of that.
yeah,
yeah,
I wasn't,
and the
I
networks
wasn't expanding my mind.
I love that. Speaking of expanding your mind, I'm listening to a podcast. Remember we talked a couple weeks ago about Jordan Peterson? I was telling Bria a little bit. And you guys are like, I'm like, I discovered this guy. And I think Craig, you're like, oh, he has lots of
Yeah.
stuff out there. I found him reading a child's book. It's called Slaying the Dragon. Well, that's not the name of the child's book. It's something about a dragon. Anyway, he reads a child's book and he draws references to our lives and this child's book. And it's all about facing your fear and why you face your fear and what happens when you face your fear. It is fascinating. It is about 30, 40 minutes long. If you guys want, I will have Ava send it to you. It's really, really, really good about the importance of facing your fear, why you face your fear, and then what happens to you internally when you face your fear and walk towards it. It's super good.
Yeah, that would be great. So last night he talked about integrity, optimism, service, excellence. Yeah, so integrity breeds trust, optimism breeds, I didn't get that one. Service breeds loyalty, and then excellence, I didn't get.
Attracts. I got the
Okay.
excellence one. Excellence attracts. I don't know what optimism breeds. My note for that was listen to yourself talk for 2 weeks. That's what I wrote on that one.
Okay,
Optimism. What would optimism? Influence or integrity? What does integrity do?
it breeds trust.
Oh, that's very good. Optimism. I would think optimism. I don't know. I'm going to put expands my mind. because I can see the possibilities if I'm optimistic about the fact that there's flipping possibilities out there. Service breeds loyalty, excellence attracts. And then Gary threw consistency in there, but that goes back, because I really thought about it, that goes back to integrity. Because if I am supposed to show up and I don't, I'm either letting you down because I promised you, or I'm letting me down because I know I should be doing it. So
Yeah.
either way, that one took me back to integrity. And he's got 12 of them, he said, and I don't know what the other, I guess 8 of them are. But I like him. He's very good. I mean, I spent it, like I said, or like he said, like, and I spent an hour on the phone with him and just diving into nothing about business. We just dove into life. And I'm like, you're a good guy. Like, you're really a good guy. Okay. Anything else on Chris and any of the Chrissy stuff? I agree, Kathy.
That
and
was very cool, guys. Thank you.
yeah.
Well,
Okay. Can you guys help me out?
hopefully.
Yes.
Love it. If
First.
I send you the Facebook post that I sent my friend Ron over in California, and he posted it. Can you guys post it? Kathy, do not stress over this. Can you guys post it on your wall and put some little blurb up at the beginning of, it's my friend Gina's class, blah, blah. And I'll have the link, which I'll send over also, where they can register, but they can also just DM me and we can just have a conversation around it. So if they're cool with that, I'm more than happy to sit, like, I've got, half a dozen phone calls I have to make after yesterday's post of just a picture.
And
But it's kind
I'll
of
do it.
process.
I'll do it.
You are a doll. If you have any problems or anything, you let Ava know, and Ava will jump on a Zoom with you and she'll walk you through it.
Is your book part of this?
So it's $899. It's 6 weeks. It starts on March 8th. Everybody coming will get a box. That box will have the book. It will have the journal. It has a pen, and it has these cool quote page things that I grabbed. And I'm thinking strongly about putting a letter of introduction on the top of it. So when they open up the box, that letter's there, and then all the other stuff's down below it. So that's what everybody
I
gets.
love that, Dina. That's so cool. Yeah, we'd be more than happy to share if it's on Workplace as well. Because Success Magazine is an EXP thing, right? So if it's on Workplace as well, I'm happy to share it there as well.
Cool beans. Thank you. EXP Success is an EXP thing. So I don't know why it couldn't go on there, and I'm just going to put it on as many of the states boards on the main one as allow me in there. And if they kick me off, they kick me off. Who cares? Whatever. Don't care. And that coffee cup. So it's a cool box. Greg's going to help me. So those are the boxes that are going to get loaded up, and my husband's going to help me. So I've been gone for a couple of days. Pack one, so I know he's like expert packer guy, so that I can get the rest of them packed and, I don't know, put underneath my desk or something, because I hate that pile of boxes behind me. Only thing I like is what it represents. That's about it. So, all right. I'll get that thing out to Ava, and I'll have her send out the Slaying the Dragon. And then I'm curious to what you guys think about it. What was that?
I coughed. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, don't be sorry. I put my head down and I'm like, there's a chicken loose, man. What the heck was
Oh,
that?
no.
All right.
I sit outside. You can hear all the chickens you want. Roosters.
We definitely have something over here in the neighborhood, and Ava's got something in her house that I hear on a regular basis. All right, you guys, I think chickens are good to eat. I never want to hear you. Like, shut up. It's the middle of the day or the middle of the night. What is wrong with you? Hang on. Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
Because. All right.